With the second pick, I will let you go again. Go first again because it's your team, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Who are they selecting?
I think it's gonna be Chet. He's such a Thunder player. Like I can't see the Thunder not taking Chet if he's there. I love this pick for the Thunder. I think he fits super well because he doesn't have to be the number one guy. Like he doesn't have to create his own shot. Like we don't need Paolo because we've got a bunch of like playmakers and guard like Josh Giddey, SGA, who can create for Chet. And basically, the Thunder need a ton of interior defense and just an interior presence. So I think Chet is the obvious pick for the Thunder.
I agree. I mean, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for them to play with Chet on the Thunder. I'm buying stock in the Thunder. I love Chet on the Thunder. I hope he goes there. I think I mean, I'm predicting they'll get him. I agree. And it's just the Thunder. The Thunder are good at developing their players too. I feel like, and they have obviously SGA there. They'll have Lou Dort, the man. They have the other boy, Poku, and But in general, they have Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey is a great player. He can move the ball really well. He needs to work on his shooting clearly, but he's a good piece there, especially SGA there. And I think that they'll be able to. They're not in a again. The best part is they're not really in a window of needing to compete necessarily. Like obviously, I think they'll this year. I think they'll move up from being one of the bottom teams to the West to being a higher of the lower third, maybe maybe sneak into a playing game, if not barely miss it. But I think it's good because they're not going to make Chet have to become someone that he doesn't necessarily need to be or become someone that they need him to be early on, if that makes sense. So I think Chet would be perfect. And again, I can't help but love the idea of him and Poku on the court together. Like that's going to be incredible.
I know. The Thin Towers, as they've already been nicknamed. So can't wait to see that.
Man, I'm pumped for the Thin Towers. I'm so pumped. Take it away. It's your team,
I
the
know.
Oklahoma
Segue. My
City
team,
Thunder.
the Thunder, second lottery pick. I think if we don't get Chet and we go for like Paolo or Jabari or something, I think we take Mark Williams, just for the record. I think we have to take a center. But if we get Chet, I think Jeremy Sohan is he's the player that I think we're gonna take. Like, I don't know if that's the player that I would take if I was the Thunder, but I mean, he's probably the best defensive player in the draft, like just based on pure defense. He can guard all five positions. He's 6'9". Like you said, he can't shoot. But the Thunder don't have a problem with drafting players who don't shoot. That's the Thunder classic MO is draft a super athletic wing guy who can defend a lot and can't shoot and hope that he develops into something. And then, well, I'm gonna be honest, most of the time they don't. But like Hamidou Diallo and Terrence Ferguson, the list goes on and on. But I think he's got a much higher defensive ceiling, which puts his floor a lot higher than everybody else. Even if he can't shoot, he's got some playmaking ability, which I think is nice. So you can get him on the floor, like even if he's on the bench unit with, I don't know, like Trey Manning, because Trey Manning can shoot instead of having Josh Giddey on the floor, who's another guy who can't shoot. So I think you can kind of rotate your lineups around. I know it's unfortunate that they have every single player who can't shoot, but I think you can rotate your lineups around to fit him in because his defense could just be that valuable, especially since it looks like there's a chance that Lou Dort gets moved in the next couple off seasons once his contract expires. So we'll see.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say the same pick. You kind of explained it pretty well, but you're right. They love this type of player. It's the perfect selection, fits the Thunder mold. And hey, again, you have a long line of the past couple of years of these great, amazing defenders. Andre Roberson, all right, and then Lou Dort took it over. Do you think Jeremy? Do you think he can take it over? Maybe he'll be the next guy. There's got to go out there and be a lockdown defender for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean,
Hey, we've got a lot of them, but like none of them can ever like shoot. But that's okay because hopefully we've got other people who can shoot at some point.
I
That's
mean,
what I really want to. I really want the Thunder to get AJ Griffin at 12 for the record. I think he'd be the perfect player, but
well,
he's not.
I think I can guess why. He can shoot the ball. He can shoot.
Yeah,
That'd be
exactly.
perfect. But do you think they move their pick and I guess move up in the draft?
I think ideally the Thunder would want to move up into the draft, get it into that top 10 range because I mean, as we know, the Thunder have like a million first round picks. So if they could like package like one or two future firsts and pick 12 and move up, then I don't see why they wouldn't if there's a player that they really like. But I don't know. I think we've seen over the past couple of years that they're either waiting for the right time to move the picks or they're just like never going to trade them. So we'll see. But no, I think if especially if I don't know, like the Pacers or somebody don't have somebody who they really like around like 6, 7, 8 range, whichever team doesn't have somebody they really like and really want to ignite a rebuild, then just give them a couple extra picks and then move up to get the guy who you want.